Harden. On the basket, but a shot won't go.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short arm a shot.
Harden. To Covington. Going to launch beyond the arc. Paul the rebound. Ferguson. To Gilgeous-Alexander. OKC now with 4 to shoot. Chance for Paul. Off the mark. To P.J. Tucker. Lets it fly from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Here comes the screen. From the painted area, won't go down. Big man, Steven Adams, 4 out of 10.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Harden. Has a look. Gets a look. Can't hit. Gilgeous-Alexander. Shot no good there by Gallinari.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
The game is too tight for you to be taking risks like that. You want to avoid foul trouble at all costs.
Chris Paul at the line for 2 shots. A career 86% from the line. First free throw is good. Able to convert on both free throws. Westbrook into the front court. Leads 1. To P.J. Tucker. Down to 5 on the 24. To Covington. Trying to cash in, and he knocks it down, Jay.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Chance for Chris Paul. Deep 2 there, won't go.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
To Westbrook. Here comes the screen. Russell Westbrook steps into it. Won't go.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
To Gilgeous-Alexander. Thabo Sefolosha sends it away. Screen coming. It's Paul for two. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
To Gilgeous-Alexander. Here comes the screen. Ferguson against Gordon. Nice pass. Stuffs it down with authority.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
To Covington. Westbrook to Covington. Here comes the screen. Covington. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Look, the Rockets don't take too many mid-range jumpers. Actually, last season, they led the league in three-point attempts. Glad to see them actually find a two-point shot relevant these days.
And they call the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
All right, that was a little bit of a gamble there, but not a terrible move sending him to the free throw line.
Nerlens Noel. He's got two shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Westbrook into the front court. His guys now trailing by a point. Covington to Westbrook. Shot from the lane won't go. To Paul. Here's a chance from long range. Tough shot. Well defended. Gordon with it. His guys now down by a point. To Covington. To Westbrook. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Westbrook. Can't get the bounce. Now whistle. Intentional foul comes with 24 seconds left in the game.
This is why teammates love him. Yeah, that was an aggressive play, but you're also sending a message, setting the tone. You can't half-step on that.
Misses the first. Oh, he missed on a pair. Westbrook with the basketball. They trail by 1. Good look that time, but off the mark. Now an intentional foul, and they get it with 9 seconds remaining.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
Oops, he missed the first one. He missed a pair of free throws. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Now a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout from OKC. They trail by 1. Who's it going to be as they get ready for the final shot? 19-footer for the win. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they just squeak this one out by a point. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Rockets
did what great teams do best. Finish.
You ask me, and I'll tell you, it was the ball movement that made all the difference. There's something to be said for a team that can win as a group, and that's what happened here today. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Houston Rockets. The Thunder
just couldn't close this one out.
Chemistry was clearly not the issue today because they were definitely sharing the ball well. Still, everyone knows they'd rather be sharing the joy of a victory. Check out the leading scores for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. Field goals.
From an offensive standpoint, this was a quality game. The same can't be said for the defense. But still, it turned out to be an entertaining matchup.
Player of the game.
Russell Westbrook gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2.
We handpicked them for you. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Rockets emerged victorious after a tight finish.
And it's always great to watch a team with such an unselfish approach to the game. Plenty of assists were delivered throughout this contest.
Check out the leading scores for the Houston Rockets. The Thunder are probably frustrated with themselves after such a narrow loss. They did a great job with their ball movement, forcing the defense to constantly make adjustments. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for the win. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. Field goals.
This was a matchup in which solid shooting was prominently on display. I definitely enjoyed it. Like I'm loving enjoying all of these highlights right now. Great job of effective, efficient scoring from these squads.
Player of the game.
Russell Westbrook put up the kind of points that made him an easy choice for this award. He couldn't be stopped. And when he realized he was in the zone, he just took it to another level. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Rockets won this game after a close finish. The statistic that seems to stand out in 3D is their assists. So many of their points were made possible by their team chemistry, and it was great to see. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Houston Rockets. The Thunder lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. Chemistry was clearly not the issue today because they were definitely sharing the ball well. Still, everyone knows they'd rather be sharing the joy of a victory. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. Field goals.
Neither of these teams were able to make much of an impact on defense. As you can see here, they were each pretty successful with some efficient scoring.
Player of the game.
Russell Westbrook could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball, it looked like he was playing with kids in high school. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Rockets took this down to the wire before getting the win. You ask me, and I'll tell you, it was the ball movement that made all the difference. There's something to be said for a team that can win as a group, and that's what happened here today. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Houston Rockets. The Thunder must be devastated after such a close loss. They did a great job with their ball movement, forcing the defense to constantly make adjustments. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for the win. Check out the leading scores for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. Field goals.
From an offensive standpoint, this was a quality game. The same can't be said for the defense, but still, it turned out to be an entertaining matchup.
Player of the game.
Russell Westbrook gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch. Time now for the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Rockets edged out a close victory in today's game.